Today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 home recording resources on the web. Hi folks, I'm Mike and I hope you're well. Now today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 recommendations for places you can go on the web to find out about home recording. But before we get into that, if this is your first time here and you like this kind of content, all about home recording, DAWs, plugins, gear reviews, that kind of thing, then please do subscribe and ring the bell on YouTube so you get to see my future videos. Now I'm going to be running through this top 5, but if you don't see your favourite place to get information on home recording, then please do let us know in the comments below so that everyone can share the wealth. Now let's get stuck into that top 5. So coming in at number 5 is the site that everybody loves to hate, and that is gearslutz.com. Now this site has been around for 17 years, has 361,000 members and almost 12 million posts. And most of those posts are about gear and recording gear. So if that's something that you need some information on, then this is a very, very good resource to come to. Now the forums is the place where it happens on Gearslutz. There's lots of categories with kind of subcategories, so there's loads of information about almost any kind of recording gear that you can think of here. Now I like to come here when I'm having problems setting up some gear, or if I'd like a more neutral view about some gear I'm thinking about buying. Now when I say neutral, I mean that it's not the manufacturer's commentary on their own gear, but somebody else's. And this is kind of part of the reason that Gearslutz does come under some criticism, because there can be a kind of a snobbery that exists here about certain types of gear, certain brands of gear, and you've got to be a little bit aware of that. I've had a number of occasions where people have said that certain pieces of gear are complete rubbish, and I've gone on to find that they're actually useful pieces of gear. So you've got to be careful about the information you read here. Some of it will be less informed than others. The other area where it comes into under criticism is not really the site itself, but it's the whole idea that buying new gear is going to make you better. And 99% of the time this just isn't true, folks. But we do need gear, so this is a good resource to come to. So please do check out gearslutz.com if you've been hiding under a rock and you've never been there before.
4.
Coming in at number 4 for me is a lesser known website, and that is VI Control. Now this site's been around since about 2004 and has a focus on virtual instruments and samples, that kind of thing. There's also some really good conversations surrounding music production and composition, and that's one of the reasons I come to this site quite often. Now it's a really, really friendly place, so I suggest starting out in the introduce yourself thread and say hi to the community in there.
3.
So coming in at number 3 for me is another oldie but a goodie, and this is KVR Audio. This site's been around since the year 2000, so I think might be the oldest one on my list here today. And it's focused around audio plugins, both audio plugins in terms of effects and also virtual instruments, that kind of things. I find the community is really balanced here and really friendly, so if you need some information about a plugin you've got or one you're thinking about buying, then I think it's a pretty good place in the forums to come and get an opinion.
2.
So coming in at number 2 is another site which should perhaps come with a mental health warning, and I'm talking about Reddit, but more on that later. Reddit is a community site where topics are divided into what are called subreddits, and it's 3 of those that I want to recommend to you today. They are the subreddit of recording, audio engineering, and We Are the Music Makers. I find all of these 3 are really good. We Are the Music Makers is best for me, but you may find another one your favorite. Reddit is really, really fast moving. If you put a post up there, you're likely to get a reply very, very quickly. So it's a really good place to get opinions and recommendations. Now, there's a dark side to Reddit. People on Reddit are not using their own identities or their own pictures, etc. So there's a lot of anonymity here, and that gives some people a free ride at saying exactly what they think in any way they wish to say it. These people are generally what we refer to as trolls, and you should never feed them. But if you do want some quick information, do check out these subreddits.
1.
Now try not to groan, because coming in at number 1 is Facebook. But of course, I'm not talking about Facebook itself, but Facebook groups. There are loads and loads of recording and particularly home recording groups on Facebook, and I recommend you join as many of them as possible because there's a really nice side effect. No longer is your feed filled with baby photos and pictures of your friends in their holiday destinations, but it's filled with guitars and mixing desks and pianos and microphones, and that's a much nicer thing to see in your feed on Facebook, in my opinion. Now, of all of the groups there are out there, I'm going to recommend two to you which I really do like. The first one is called Home Recording for Everyday Musicians. So that's a really good group, and it can be quite busy at times. Post a question in there, post some pictures, and you're bound to get a reaction. Oh look, there's a post from me. But by far my favorite group is called Home Recording Studio Zone. This has only got about 13,000 members. It's growing quickly, but it's a really friendly community. It's moderated well. You get some great opinions there and some fun posts as well to cheer you up as you go about your day. So folks, that concludes my top 5. If you've got a favourite place which I didn't mention, then please let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, then hit the like button. If you didn't like this video, then hit the dislike button twice. Now, in a moment, you'll be offered some more videos to watch. And might I just take a moment to recommend these two showing just here, or any other thumbnail with a really bright yellow background.